Hello everyone and welcome back to HeMakesMePlay. I'm Marius and I'm blind. I can't see and so I make other people play video games. And I'm here again with Vincent. Hello Vincent.
Hello
Yes,
Marius.
back to Disco for episode 90.
Yes.
Yeah, we might be close to the end. I don't know. We have probably at our hands the killer.
Maybe.
Of Lolly. Yeah,
Hopefully,
I think
yes.
it's the most likely candidate. We uncovered him last time in a very long episode. And we have not quite gotten a confession out of him. And this will be the task today, yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
I think
also see we have a new item in our inventory.
What is it?
The gun. The Trigon 4-46.
Oh, right, yeah.
The bolt action 4.46 caliber Trigon is the poor man's sniper rifle. While not the most reliable of firearms, it is relatively precise due to a very manageable recoil, thus allowing the shooter to take multiple consecutive shots fast. This particular piece is missing a scope, though.
Oh, that's an interesting detail.
Yeah.
I would think he would need a scope to make that shot.
I would agree.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Let's talk to him.
I think so. I think there's nothing else we can do that would help.
Yeah, unless there's a phasmid somewhere around here.
I mean, you could talk to Kim.
True. Are we moving?
We can try that. It probably won't. Nothing will come of it, but
Do you want me to try?
yeah, try it.
Okay.
Yes?
Nope, nothing
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. It was a dumb idea.
Yeah, there could have been something.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk to the
Millions
guy.
of capital. What do you want?
Actually, Vincent,
Yes,
we have a white check, right?
we have.
Yeah. Do you like? Maybe there are people out there who just listen to this and don't view, so for their benefit, not for me at all, because I remember,
Yes,
but for them, could you just repeat all the options we have right now with this guy?
Sure. So we have Who Are You, which we've already done.
Right.
Then one more time, Mr. Dross, the Colonel. We need to talk about killing him.
Yeah.
Then option number 3, Composure, Legendary 14. Assess his body language. That's the white check. And we have a 8% chance and no bonuses so far.
Yeah.
And then number 4, Josef Liljanovic Dross. You're under arrest for the murder of the Colonel here in Martinez.
Okay, you can just do that.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's it?
Looks like it, yes.
All right. So I think I want to do that white check, but I mean, we can get out of this conversation, right?
Yes.
And we can can we just dress up for composure?
I think so, yes. Let's dress up for composure.
I think assessing his body language is that's gonna help you get a confession out of him, not the other way around.
Right, I agree. I'm wondering, because we ended the last episode... we have the green snakeskin shoes for composure.
Nice.
We ended the last episode sort of at the end of a multi-option dialogue.
Oh yes, there
Right,
were many options.
Yeah, and I'm still wondering if some of them would give us bonuses to assessing his body language, and then in turn eventually...
I know, it's possible, but I'm making a call here, and
That's fine.
I'm saying I think it's more likely it's the other way around.
Okay, I just learned that I don't have to double click with left click to change clothes. I can also just single click with right click.
You learned this in episode 90?
Yes,
This is
I am
too late.
surprised as well.
God damn it, yeah. Isn't that nice when you learn the quality of life things in games at the very end?
Yes.
Oh my god, you can fast travel in Oblivion?
Nobody told me. I ran everywhere.
Yeah. But maybe you'll
Oh no, we
much
have a
better
thought.
time of
What?
it.
I think I put some head on. What did I actually put on? We put on the polar anorak, which we haven't worn before. Then the green snake shoes and the regular black jeans.
Okay. Cool.
Look a little
We're
bit
very
ridiculous.
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched.
That is composure talking.
Okay.
The magnesium levels in your blood are dangerously low. It's about the low magnesium levels and not the high alcohol levels.
Well, this is like very out of place. It's not true at all. We haven't been drinking for a long time.
That's electro talking.
Okay, it's manipulating us. I see what you're doing, Electro.
We can say number 1. fucking knew it wasn't the alcohol or the other things. Number 2, so there's a lack of magnesium in me. Or number 3, my magnesium level is fine, and we discard the thought.
Number 2.
Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream.
And we can say number 1, I need to mag it up. Or number 2, so I need to mag it sideways.
Number 1. Mag it up is a great. I'm gonna put that in conversations from now on.
You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium.
I think we actually did have 2 heart attacks and maybe a minor stroke. So
It's possible, yeah.
1 stroke? Don't be so modest. He's having one right now.
That's endurance talking.
All right.
We can say, you're saying I need to become a magnesium-based life form? Or we can say, I need to stop thinking about this and we discard thought.
Yeah, I'm pretty ready to discard the thought because this is way, bad pacing, is what I'm trying to say.
True, yes.
We're with the main suspect right now. I don't have time for this. Discard the thought.
Okay. Let's talk to him again.
Yes.
Minions of capital. What do you want?
This guy.
We want to assess his body language. And
Yes,
we're at
please.
42%.
Hey, that's not so bad.
No.
For a 60-year-old man with stomach trouble who spent his entire life alone on an uninhabited island, he seems surprisingly fit.
And we say, that's it. And we squint at him.
He's clearly a drug user of the painkiller sort, prone to erratic hand gestures and malnourished. But that's it. The moment passes and you say,
We're back to the previous menu.
All right. Well, we'll see. Do you want to put on the old clothes again? I think they were a good general selection
Sure.
for police work and stuff. I don't know what they had. Maybe some
So-
authority.
The RCM commander's jacket
Yeah,
was
yeah.
one. The +1 esprit de corps and visual calculus.
Yeah.
What pants were we wearing?
Well, I just feel like it's a good idea to wear some police stuff. Just feels thematically appropriate.
Okay. Well, then let's keep
The
the
jacket and the hat, was it?
regular black jeans with composure.
Sure, why not?
And yeah, we are wearing the RCM lieutenant's cap, the RCM commander's jacket, and the Fallen Arrow shirt.
Yeah, that feels good.
Okay.
I can go into an interview now confidently.
Yes, we're also
Alright.
wearing our gun and our necktie.
That's fine. This is still a very
Minions
dangerous
of
situation.
capital.
Yes.
Minions of
What do you want?
So, let's talk to him.
So back to one more time, Mr. Dross, the colonel. We need to talk about you
Yes.
killing him.
Petty bourgeois law. This is all you care about, right? The only thing in the world for you types.
a drop of blood in the saliva. Tear into him again. Pile it on him.
Who's saying that?
Half-Light.
Okay.
Okay, and we are where we last backed off. We can say, number 1, I don't need your cooperation. I've got this. And we show him the gun. Not our gun, his gun. The Trigong 4-46. Number 2, we've done the ballistics. And we point to the tower. The shot came from this island. And number 3, come on, what am I forgetting? And we hit ourselves against the head.
Do the number 2. The shot came from this island. That seems reasonable.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. Did you like the view?
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top follower to use. And you had a long-range rifle in your possession.
The lieutenant softens his voice.
You have been here a long time, Mr. Dross. Too long. You need medical aid.
I'm ready to die. I've done my part.
He's practically admitting to it. Dead fascists for fascists. Done his part.
We can say number 1. You said fascists? You're admitting you killed him? Or number 2, it's the best uninterrupted line of sight into that window in all of Martinez.
Do number 1.
You're sad for your fascia brother, aren't you? One twig got broken. Now the others are sad.
He waves his hand. There's a twitch. Then one more. One in his right eye.
Mm-hmm.
Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. Anything.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So what now?
We can talk about the gun, or ask ourselves what we are forgetting.
First the gun.
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistol. I've seen you prance around with that, jumping hoops for the liberals. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns. Of course you got those boys killed.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
Wait, oh, he means the Hardy Boys.
Exactly. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Okay, that could get to us. I get it now. Yeah.
Tribunal. And the first one
Yeah, which skills?
was Half-Light, saying, damn, he saw you, he watched it happen. And
Half-Light
then,
wants to be a tough guy.
yeah, the second one was Volition.
Right. Yeah.
Don't let it divert you.
Exactly.
And we can say, number 1, we saved a lot of them. Alan and that musician, we handled it. And number 2, stop changing the subject. We have the murder weapon, and we point to it. Or we can say, okay then, and we concede.
Number 2 is the volition option.
Yes.
Don't let it distract you.
Here we go.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it?
The lieutenant looks at the weapon demonstratively. And we can, number 1, dramatically ask, you think we have the murder weapon? Or number 2,
What?
I'm calling it. We have the murder weapon.
This is a bit weird. I feel like number 2 is the better option. The dramatic throws me off here.
Yes, a little bit.
Good.
The lieutenant takes out his notebook and draws a single line. And we completed the murder find the murder weapon.
Nice.
And gained 70 XP.
A level?
And gained a level.
Hey, I have a question, Vincent. Mm-hmm. Do we want to back off and level up composure?
Potentially. But first we have to continue.
Yeah.
And see where this takes us.
This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer.
Murder.
Thanks, sir.
The old man does not say more.
Yeah.
He just glances into the reeds and then twitches once more. Is he the Phasmid?
Shut up, Vincent.
This pushed him, but not enough. Just a little more.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, we could back off or ask ourselves what we are forgetting.
Well, back off first. Let's try to ace that composure.
What?
I'm sorry, Vincent, you'll have to undress and pre-dress again.
Yeah, well, it's not new to me. So we're at 5 in composure now.
Alright.
And that was the polar anorak and the boots. This anorak looks ridiculous.
Anorak is a fun word.
Yes.
One that I associate very much with childhood.
Yeah, that's what Harry looks like a child.
Yeah, very composed, apparently.
Yeah. It also looks like this anorak is at least one size too large. So it just
put on your anorak.
vanishes into it. It's great.
Minions of
Yeah,
This is becoming a catchphrase.
So 58% chance.
All right.
Here we go.
Hey.
What strikes you about this gaunt man is not the stomach pain, or the cough, or the malnutrition. It's precisely what you could not see before. For a man who spent 44 years hidden in the urban wild.
And we say, he is surprisingly okay.
Indeed, he speaks fluidly. His movements are rapid, if erratic. His voice, despite the cough, is there. It is capable of expressing complicated ideas. Above all, he seems animated.
And we ask, animated? By what?
Mm-hmm.
If he's the Phasmid,
We'll see.
It's a mystery. This animation comes at a cost too. Erratic hand gestures, thought processes cut off like threads, as he just stares at the logs or the reeds. He also suffers mood swings, bubbling to the surface, unconstrained by his nervous system.
What is it? Ideology is driving him?
Or drugs?
Yeah, possibly.
Electro, now's your time to shine.
Great leaps of emotion, from anger to grief, despair.
And we can say dementia. Or number 2, wouldn't a foul temper be a byproduct of his life?
Which skill was this?
Empathy, with a challenging success.
Okay, I think the dementia option refers to that, so let's try it.
You've seen demented people before. This feels similar, yet different. When his thoughts move, they are lucid, keen even, not senile. Is it some kind of substance damage? Like he's addicted to something? Not only the painkillers he's clearly on.
Is that Electro?
Yes.
Alright, here we go.
And we can still ask, wouldn't a foul temper be a byproduct of his life? Or we can address him directly. Mr. Dross, you want some kind of a psychoactive substance?
Yeah, that's the Electro option. Do
Or number 4, Mr. Dross, are you okay? How's your memory? And we finish the examination.
it. Oh, okay. That's the dementia option. But the...
No, I think that's just the closing option.
oh, okay,
it
that was there
finishes the-
before.
No, but now that we have some idea what could be going on, we can finish it.
Yeah, okay. But do the Electro option.
No. I won't be stuffed full of shit like the rest of this city.
He snaps out of staring through you.
You said you take painkillers.
The lieutenant follows your lead.
I take them to cope with pain. The people of this city use painkillers because they have pain. Untreated illnesses, not enough money for a greedy doctor.
He is indeed very lucid at times. It's not a downer, rather an upper, judging by his snaps.
Amphetamines?
That's exactly what we can ask. Are you on amphetamines?
Okay.
We can also still ask, wouldn't a foul temper be a byproduct of his life, or finish the examination?
Amphetamines.
Like some kind of decadent rock star.
He doesn't dignify it with more of an answer.
Okay, but he doesn't say no either.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, we can still ask if a foul temper might be a byproduct of
Yeah,
life.
sure, why not, right? There's no reason not to.
Perhaps, but his seems more than that. The inner turmoil takes unexpected turns, as if forced on him in a way. In summary, you sense some underlying neurological disorder.
Okay, maybe from years of speech abuse.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Any new conclude options?
No. Mr.
So-
Dross, are you okay? How is your memory? And
Yeah.
we finish the examination.
No, I'm not okay. I shit blood, and I'm surrounded by insane people.
He waves his hand, chasing something that's not there.
There it is again. Erratic hand motions, bouts of rage, and the stomach thing too, of course. Could it be a symptom of overdosing on something? Something even you have not tried? Keep your eyes peeled.
Okay.
And that's it.
Alright. Anything changed in the original menu?
No.
Okay.
We have still one more time, Mr. Dross, the colonel. We need to talk about you killing him. And then Josef Lilianovich Dross, you're under arrest.
Alright. Let's put on police gear again.
Okay.
Yeah. This not necessarily my favorite part of the game, but
Yeah,
I get why it's
also
there.
probably not how he would, how he imagined this conversation going. Right,
You
with
mean
us
Master
just standing
Deserter?
there, constantly changing clothes. while
Right,
talking
yeah, that's
to
what I
him.
mean. It's
Hold on, we just need to put
the
on this cap and this
verisimilitude
hammer
is slightly disturbed by our anorak.
Yes. Okay, we're back to police gear.
All right. Well, then let's talk to him and hit her head
Minions
like a
and
real
cap.
policeman.
Pretty
A drop of blood in the saliva. Tear into him again. Pile it on him.
Yeah.
Okay, no new option here either. So
Mhm.
come on, what am I forgetting?
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Klaasje's roof.
Oh, really?
What?
Okay, I'm all ears. Go on.
Yeah. We can say, oh yes, or we can say, my head hurts now.
Say oh yes.
There were Maybells in the grass when you got here, and Maybells on Klaasje's balcony. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind
Right.
Klaasje's bedroom. Now they're gonna come up.
Oh, so he went there maybe?
I guess.
Huh.
But,
Planted flowers on her rooftop? What's going on here, Vincent?
I have no idea. Is he working with her, or was he? That doesn't sound like
Yeah, I don't know.
he was.
I'm hooked.
What? Yeah.
How do we continue?
We can say either, of course, thank you, head, thank you, or we can say, ow.
No, say of course, as
You
if
got
you
it.
understand.
Remember, the boot prints were like no modern soul. Maybe don't
Right.
beat yourself anymore, though. You're not immortal.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and now we have two new options. We can ask number one, Maybells, behind the victim's window. I saw them growing here, and we point to them. Or option number two, I wonder what brand of boots you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Where do we want to start?
Maybells.
damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them.
He looks at the blossoming field.
He seems tender suddenly, nostalgic even. A strange mood swing.
So many this year too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away.
And we can say, number one, I haven't seen these flowers anywhere else in Martinez. Only here. Or number two, a young woman called Klaasje. Ring any bells? Flowers like these were behind her window.
Yeah, that one.
And that's the continue option.
Oh. Okay, then I think we should do number one first.
I agree.
They blossom on the islets before we fertilize them with our blood. Resurrection was snow white in May before they ruined it.
South, the Bay of Martinez is dotted with little freckles of islets, turning green, with white flowers in white snow.
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with.
You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years. Do you know any secret paths? Pinball workshops?
Ah, very good, Kim.
Kim, now it's not the time to...
No? Okay, yeah. That's not what he means, though.
Yeah. It also says, the lieutenant's voice is soft, friendly.
Uh-huh.
I may.
A curious tremor passes his face. And now we say, a young woman called Klaasje. Ring any bells?
Mhm.
Flowers like these were behind her window.
Klaasje.
You know her, right? She had intimate relations with her victim, the mercenary.
With the victim.
He turns aside from the whitening field of flowers and falls silent.
Mm-hmm.
Then the muscles in his jaw twitch, a spasm.
There is a small tremble, looks like a smile, a crooked smile, yet isn't quite voluntary. He's about to burst. Don't leave any loose ends. Get him on everything.
Alright.
Okay, and now we can ask about the brand of boots he's wearing.
Okay.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are?
Yeah.
Sansa.
He looks at his
Some
running
shit.
shoes, covered in mud, and then says, some shit.
Should have seen that coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Show me the souls, please, Mr. Doras.
Fucking imbecile.
The old man stretches out his leg. A black and white spiral pattern covers the sole of the worn-out old running shoes on his feet.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember what pattern we saw in the pinball area.
Wasn't that this...
Like, was it no pattern?
the only pattern I remember was that one where it was two distinct pieces. Like one part of the sole was higher than the other or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know.
I literally don't remember. I hope the game solves it for us.
Also this black and white pattern. Not so much a spiral pattern, but in general pattern is on all our fallen equipment items.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So the gloves and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The maker is called Sensory. You see their V-shaped logo, but can't make out the size. These are not the unusual horizontal pattern soles you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room.
Okay.
They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
The size fits, but not the soul.
Well, how's that helping? That's
the,
confusing.
the lieutenant comes to the same conclusion. And we have a red check.
Oh, shit.
Drama, easy 9. Wait, maybe it's simpler than that. And we are at a 72% chance to succeed.
Okay, we're not that bad at drama.
Yeah. The other option is, who cares about shoes? We got you without the prince too.
No. I like, by the way, that this is the first time I think that this happens, where it's a weight option, but it's also a red check.
Yeah. And it's also
yeah,
a surprisingly easy red check.
which is great.
Yeah.
It's one that the game actually wants you to succeed on, maybe. And yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go.
Sire,
Yes.
he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
Right.
Drama is so good.
Yeah,
Sire.
sire. It is very good. Yeah. So what? It's maybe he has them somewhere around here.
Yeah, we can say people change shoes. It doesn't mean you weren't there, near the room the victim died in, sneaking around.
It's true.
Racking those brains, are you? Desperate to report something back to your masters? They must have really loved that dead fuck.
He squints at you, black pearls gleaming with hatred.
The lieutenant gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge. The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. He can't keep them from flickering, looking for something. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance.
Getting through.
Yeah, we got to him, I think.
Yeah.
With the boots.
Mm-hmm.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer, armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer, dripping with blood.
But we can say, number one, he was a rapist. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it. Number two, he was a killer. But he was still under the protection of the law. Or number three, he was a soldier, too. He was a man.
Huh. Number one, I don't like, because I think the rape story just got sort of, lost a lot of its force.
Yeah, at least not against Klaasje.
Yeah, exactly. And so number 2 or 3, I feel like 3 I'm tending most towards. It's the most humanizing, which I think will agitate him the most.
Yes,
Let's
I agree.
pick it.
So we say he was a soldier, too. He was a man.
Beating us to the ground, moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner.
He breathes in with strange animation.
Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
He breathes through flared nostrils.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
Okay, and we have the option to say, so you killed him, or we can say, so you shot him.
Yeah, okay. Which skill was that?
Rhetoric.
Yeah, that's a pretty good, because it's more specific, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because he basically almost admitted to it. He's like right at the edge where I should have killed him sooner. It's not exactly saying I did kill him.
Yeah.
But now we can
So
make him more
close.
specific. I like this. Say shot him.
You shot him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
You can almost see him squeeze a tear out of his eye. His fists begin to tremble from the anger.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling. While the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
And we can just nod. We can hold our breath. Or we can say, how did you...
Yeah. Which skill said the breathing in, holding breath?
Composure said, while the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
Okay.
And before that was Esprit Corps. Hush, he does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling.
Yeah, okay. So number 1 or 2 are both shut up options, right? Do you have a preference? Maybe both are good. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really see a difference. What is more in character? Just nodding or holding our
Good
breath?
call, Vincent. I think this is so exciting. I want to hold my breath.
Okay.
Hopefully, Harry doesn't suddenly suffocate because he does it too
It's
long.
possible, yeah. Oh god, he has
You don't know with this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them. In phase. And I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth.
He begins to smile.
I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her.
The smile quivers, and we ask, then what?
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own. And so they did.
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
The lieutenant asks after a second of silence.
Yes.
A single word is all he gives. And we completed extract a confession from the deserter.
Nice, we did it.
Gained 70 XP.
Yeah.
And you were looking at Dan, the victim and a young woman, having sex through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
The lieutenant takes out his notebook slowly, very slowly.
The old man nods.
Huh. That's curious.
Yeah,
Because
why?
through the scope of your rifle that
Yeah.
night, before you shot him. But his rifle doesn't have a scope.
I know, I was thinking
Yeah.
that too.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
He shrugs, then smacks his lips.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from.
Yes.
You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant's preparing the ground.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
New task. Extract a motive.
Right, that makes sense. This is like the end boss. End boss police work.
Yes.
Let's crack this case wide open. Come on, Vincent.
And we say, Why were you looking at them that night?
I'm always looking.
He cocks his head to the side, then turns his eyes to the city. Another tremor passes his right side, lower in intensity.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
Helps him see all the shit.
And if you don't like it?
Click.
What? Okay. And we can only say if it's part of the shit you see. Oh, okay. Now I get the click.
Yeah.
Then you pull the trigger?
Yes.
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
That's pretty good.
He looks Lieutenant in the eye.
Yeah.
You got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift. Start with when he first saw him. It will give him a chance to ramble.
Okay. That was suggestion with a challenging success.
It's a good suggestion.
We can say, number 1, when did you first see the deceased? Number 2, what specifically did you not like about what you saw the night of the murder? Number 3, been looking at anything else you haven't liked?
Okay.
And then we still have, you're under arrest for the murder of the Colonel here in Martinez.
Right. Do number 1.
When did you first see the deceased?
3 weeks ago, when the rich hag came in on her galley. Her honor guard came in tow.
Joyce. He means Joyce.
Yeah.
And we can say, number 1, which hag? Number 2, by that you mean Joyce Messier, the Wild Pines rep? Or number 3, let's talk about something else for now.
Yeah, I wonder, there was a skill that identified he means Joyce, right?
Yes, rhetoric.
Which answer would be the skill choice here? Probably the second one, right?
I think so, yeah.
Normally, I feel like the game, if you have a skill success, it's always the first answer on the list. And I wonder here, what would be better in an interrogation? To give, like, suggesting questions, or to leave the question open and have him say it? And now I'm confused which answer comes from the skill success.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think in this case I want to say Joyce.
Okay.
The second one.
So by that you mean Joyce Messier.
Wrinkled up whore.
He nods.
Okay.
We can say, number 1, whore. Good, strong word. I use it often myself. Number 2, what is it with these whores and pederasts? Aren't you a communist? Number 3, moving on. The victim arrived sometime after her.
No, do number 2. He called Klaasje a whore too, so...
Lack sexual morals are a bourgeois ploy. As to pederasty, the party legalized it in 04. My party, not your liberal masters. So don't you sermonize me, you racist shithole. It's still bourgeois when the bourgeois does it. Fiddling with their sexual organs.
Some strange glandular process takes place in him at the thought, like yeast rising. And anger, too, in addition to loneliness.
So what, jealousy? Is that what this is pointing towards?
I guess.
I mean, yeah, if he's alone here all the time, I'm sure he's quite bitter.
Yeah.
And like covetous of the joy of others. Secretly, although he would never admit.
True. And I'm still wondering, how did the flowers get there?
Yeah,
right?
we never quite cleared that up,
was
right?
probably there, but for what reason?
Why would he plant flowers?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, okay. Let's move on.
Exactly. It says, moving on. The victim arrived sometime after her.
Right.
They moved into a deserted apartment above the roundabout. Radio equipment out for all to see. Reactionary radio playing, sloppy and drunk.
A deserted apartment above the roundabout. I don't think we've seen that.
And who moved in there?
Joyce, I guess. And wait.
But she never left her boat. Am I missing something? Am I confused?
Yeah, no, it's. I am confused as well.
Does he mean Klaasje and Lolly?
Maybe, and then that would.
Maybe he means the whirling and rags.
Yeah, but there's no radio equipment, right? Out for all to see react. I mean, also there was the antenna that was.
Yes.
Huh.
So who and like okay, Ruby has lots of radio shit going on. I don't know.
True, but that was from her lorry.
Yeah, but before I don't know how much time she
Yeah.
spent with Klaasje.
True.
Let's just see what he says.
Okay.
Moving along.
I've seen their kind during the landing. Those Occidental and Mest phalanx weren't conscripts. Boys like us. They were whites. All they know is to destroy and hurt.
Okay, I think he just meant the mercenaries.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
And we can ask whites, or we can say, got it.
No, ask whites.
Barely alive. They like to kill while they're on their drugs. After the landing, in the burning years, I would take shots at them. End them. The worst ones, if I had a bullet to spare. I could see they've returned now to show their real face. The face they don't dare show their bourgeois voters back on Mundi with their families and polyester clothes.
Okay. And we're back to the first menu.
Which was?
Next option is, what specifically did you not like about what you saw the night of the murder?
Right.
Then
Let's just take that one.
Okay.
Them. Fucking. I didn't like that.
He looks at the charred wood. And we can ask, so you were jealous? Or we can say, okay then.
No, say you were jealous.
Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself, drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore. And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second, writhing. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But you can't have everything.
This man has seen past her, like you did. And now he longs to see her covered in blood. To punish her.
A cascade of skills. Which ones are talking here?
The first one was volition.
Right.
This man has seen past her like you did.
Okay.
Then suggestion. And now he longs to see her covered in blood.
Mm-hmm.
And then authority. To punish her.
Yeah.
And we can
Pretty
say,
gruesome stuff.
yes. Also not the jealousy we were thinking of.
Well, I'm sure at some level it's part of it, but I think, yeah, his motivations are more complex.
Mm-hmm. We can say number one, how long had you been watching her? Number two, you wanted to punish her, so you killed him. And number three, you had feelings for that woman.
Yeah, that part, right, that's the too obvious option. Start with number one. I suspect that's from volition, because I want to take the volition option if there is one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, how long had you been watching her?
Since she came to Martinez. I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have a skimpy outfit on then, just a spot in the night, moving.
Why was she there?
Is she the Phasmid?
No, shut the fuck up. I mean, she might have, like,
Yeah.
maybe Ruby had her hideout there already, but I would doubt that somehow at that point. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't so much Ruby's hideout, but maybe just a safe place.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
also...
know. Maybe the conversation will clear it up. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Past the Feld building on the coast. What was she doing there?
Yes, thank you, Kim.
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her smoking. She was nervous, but not scared.
Okay. I just have to laugh at that. The game usually goes out of its way to censor homophobic slurs, but just like uses the British version of fag to refer to cigarettes. It's, yeah. London is such a dirty place when it's full of fags. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, not the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. So, but everyone's wondering why she was there now,
Yeah,
and we don't know.
what
Makes me
was
want to
she
really go
hiding?
there.
Yes.
Is
Well,
that the question you can ask? What was she hiding?
No, we can only continue.
Okay.
But I hope we can go there and she's not... I mean, by now she's gone, right? I hope she hasn't taken whatever she was hiding with her.
I mean, we may have sort of messed it up.
Maybe. Well,
For another playthrough, maybe. I don't know.
And beautiful.
smoking. She was nervous but not scared. And then electro and beautiful.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
And we can say and beautiful. Or
No.
we can say number 2. What do you think she hid there?
Yeah.
Her passport and tickets to Riyadh. And from there to Cachet Brut.
I actually think his assessment is correct.
Probably, yeah.
He also feels like he's maybe not an expert, but has some expertise in this area.
She's a better cop than we are right now.
Well, or a better fugitive, you know.
True.
He knows how she thinks.
And we can only say some kind of hidden container on the coast. You looked into it?
Yes, after
No.
she'd gone. It was a submersible. Well made, actually.
Sloppy. We should have gotten her to tell us about this. Did you take the documents?
No, I put them back. Why would I take them? I'm not going to phone. Oh, I mean...
He seems confused momentarily. So
Why?
I guess that was... Sure. I'm still thinking about... we should have asked her about that. That was probably the last Shivers option. We didn't take...
It's possible, but not necessarily. I mean, I don't know what would have happened if we had arrested her, you know?
Yeah,
We
but
never went down that option. Or if she'd just been still around after the Hardy Boy shooting.
yeah, I think that's the way to keep her around without arresting her.
Maybe, yeah. This is a question for another playthrough,
Yeah.
for sure.
Damn it, let's
We'll be
just
at this
start
game for
over.
years, Vincent.
Yeah. We say, moving on. Did you continue watching her after this?
Uh-huh.
I did. She had a face like an archipelago with those birthmarks, and a body hard and lean and bruised all over, black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook, on the run. Revershal's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
You could tell she was a spook from the documents?
Spook. I mean, have we heard this term before?
Yes.
Did
we have.
Klaasje call herself that? Okay.
No, we have heard it with the radio spooks.
But that's different, though. That's like
It's
actual
the same
ghosty
word.
spooks. Yeah, but spook is like a term that normally refers to undercover CIA agents, specifically.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
At least
Didn't know
I've
that.
heard it in that context. So it's kind of funny
works
that
here.
it works sort of the same, but like, because she was that, right? But she was not a CIA agent, but like an industrial espionage
Yeah.
person. But sure, a kind of spy.
Mhm.
All right. Not a ghost, Vincent. This is not a ghost story.
It's still possible.
All right.
She had different color hair on the photo, and glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio.
How did you see all this? The bruises, that she was beaten.
I'm not blind, am I?
He shakes his silver head. Oh, we have a red check.
Oh, nice.
Reaction speed. Challenging 12. How does he know these minute details about her body? And we have a 83% chance because
Wow.
we gain a +1 footprints in the dust,
Okay.
a +1 found the peephole,
Yeah.
and a +2 could have changed shoes.
Right. Yeah.
There we go.
I already know the answer. We don't need to do the red check, Vincent. Just from the bonuses,
well.
I surmised that he was watching her naked
Yeah.
in her bedroom.
We
through
know the
peephole.
answer, but does Harry know the answer?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, let's do it. Click the red check. Come on.
It
Yeah.
quickly comes to you.
We can say number 1. The bruises on her body. Any chance you've seen them through a hole in the wall? Or number 2, ever see her through a window on a roof?
Well, both is possible. Start with the hole.
Oh, yes. Cutting those drugs of hers into little lines with a knife. Masturbating.
Everything in him fills with impossible longing, all at once.
Did you make that hole?
With a clip point knife.
Yeah, it sounds like he got a little bit obsessed with her.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
And we gained 5 XP, and we can still ask about the window on a roof.
sure.
Like that, too. Yes. Bending like a bow against the glass.
Okay. And
Really creepy.
Yes. And then we say, you've been through the secret route behind the whirling and rags. Those were your footprints there. You just change your shoes, and we move on.
Yeah.
I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny.
Man, he's a real spook.
Yes. And that too.
Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but
He keeps shaking his head.
Those two took the cake.
I do believe that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. A quick glance at you. One more loose end down. We're doing this, detective.
Hey,
Yeah.
we healed morale.
Yeah. And so did I. I feel good about this, Vincent.
Me too. Yes. Doing real police work.
Yeah.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen? How?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
He points towards the whirling and rags.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union Box window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we're back to the previous menu. So we can ask number 2, you wanted to punish her, so you killed him. Number 3, you had feelings for that woman. And number 4, the conclude option, that's now new. So in conclusion, it wasn't about him. It was about her.
Yeah, this sounds right. But let's move on with the... What was the first one?
You wanted to punish her,
Yeah.
so you killed him.
Yeah.
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
He shakes his head and stares at the ashes.
You stare at them too. In your mind, her innocence day still turns to leaf. Airport bag in hand. Silks flowing in her wake.
And we can, number 1, the dream. And we say this to ourselves. Or number 2, This has got nothing to do with that, and we try to forget it.
I can't not follow that, Vincent. do the dream.
Uh-huh.
See you tomorrow, Harry.
Oh
Her
no.
voice rings in the evening air, burning.
Hopefully concluding this case will also conclude this horrible dream.
I think so.
No. But a man can dream, Vincent.
Yeah, apparently. We can say number 1, you saw through her, so did I.
Ah, here we go.
Number 2, she did deserve a good punishing.
No.
Number 3, I hate women too, you know. Number 4, I'm not like that. I don't think like that. Number 5, men are insane, and we shake our head. Or we can say nothing.
Oof. There's a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 kind of recurs to what Volition said, but somehow I don't like it at this point.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to sympathize with him in this way of, yeah, you saw her like I did.
But
damn right.
I think this is not referring to her, but
To our ex-girlfriend,
yes.
Dolores Day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, but are these conversation options, is it stuff we're saying out loud, do you think?
Yes.
Okay. This is kind of complicated. Can we go through it one more time?
Number 1, you saw through her, so did I. Number 2, she did deserve a good punishing. Number 3, I hate women too, you know. Number 4, I'm not like that. I don't think like that. Number 5, men are insane, and we shake our head, or we say nothing. Number 6.
So saying nothing, definitely an option.
Yes.
Men are insane, definitely an option. I'm not like that, also an option, but ineffective. The ones before that, I don't really like, I think. How do you feel?
I agree with your assessment completely.
Yeah, this is Harry struggling with recognizing himself in this man.
Yeah. But what is
There's no good
final
option.
thoughts?
Just say nothing is my
Yeah.
vote. Yeah.
The old man raises his gaze. Something glimmers in the corner of his black eye. A bitter taste on his tongue.
Okay, and we're back to the previous menu. And the last option that remains, apart from the conclude option, is you had feelings for that woman.
Yeah, sure.
There's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like stones dripping with water. Is he crying?
Man needs to feel something else. It helps if you have your eye on something there. Something pretty. It's weakness, I know.
After there, it says, he looks to the city where the lights sparkle.
Right. Yeah.
And we can say, number 1, there have been others. Number 2, was that why you left the dried flowers behind her window? Or number 3, one more thing about this woman.
Do the flowers first. I don't want to miss that.
No.
He starts to shake his head again, a sunflower on a withered stalk. And we ask, why then?
I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of our room on the floor, like she does sometimes.
And we ask, when was this?
The day after I killed him.
And you brought her Maybells?
Yes. I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
And we can say, number 1, you wanted to console her. Number 2, you wanted to manipulate her. Or number 3, we say nothing.
I want to say you wanted to console her. That was my initial thought.
Yeah, mine too.
Although I'm always intrigued when the game gives you the option of saying nothing. Yeah, just say console her. See how he reacts.
Maybe. I told you, I have holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit here waiting for you.
A sudden pang of rage.
If you came 10 years ago, I would have killed you.
He wipes his eye.
In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes, then nods at you once more.
Right.
One more down.
Okay. That was easy. What else?
We conclude by saying, so in conclusion, it wasn't about him. It was about her.
Her.
He repeats, staring at the ashes. Then the reeds. There's a twitch in the corner of his eye.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement.
And we completed the task, extract a motive. Plus
All
70
right.
XP and another level up.
Wow.
This is power gaming. What we're
Yeah.
doing here.
We're just pumping out XP from this guy.
Yes. Level up after level up.
Yeah.
That's it. Motive. We have it.
Where is she, that Klaasje? I haven't seen her there for days.
We can say number one. She got away. We don't know where she is. Number two. She got away, but she let us here first. She figured out someone was watching her from the sea fort.
That's not true.
I mean, she did leave a note with
Oh yeah? What did the note say? I forget.
was something about the shot that we missed something about the trajectory of the bullet. And it did lead us here.
Okay. Yeah, that you're right. Yeah.
We can also say number three. We can lie and say we arrested her. Or number four, I'm not at liberty to say.
Huh. What's smart here, Vincent?
I mean, if you're
You
trying
think-
to
yeah.
get to him, maybe it's better to weaken his foundations by telling him that she kind of betrayed him. Or led us to him.
I mean, the question now is, what else do we need from him anyway?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Why not just tell him the truth? She got away.
Yeah, okay.
That's number one, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, the second option does that too. She got away, but she let us here first.
Yeah, but okay, do you know why that bothers me? Because we didn't need her fucking note. We did such an ace job on the visual calculus. We very early on figured out, hey, there's a trajectory coming from the island.
True.
The game just kept us from going here.
Yes. That's true, yes.
So that's why I want to say number one, because I don't want to give Klaasje credit.
Okay, I
Yeah.
can very well live with that.
Yeah.
She got away.
Good for her. That girl kept staring into the scope, you know. In the end, this last week, kept staring at the island. At night, crying or smoking on the roof, like she knew I was here. It doesn't matter.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol, the oceanic wind washes 40-story towers. Above them, Lausanne's central aerodrome, a cocoon suspended in the sky by a web of suspension wiring, encircled by hybrid aircraft.
Where is this going?
Yeah. Shivers, right?
Yeah, and we can either shake it off or we can look north.
Look north.
On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Yet still she smiles among the crowd, among the great ghosts of the city she's leaving, for another, far south.
Right. That's Klaasje.
Yes.
That's nice.
Smaller, distant, hidden, not like the great chandeliers she sees sparkle in the dusk below her. Streets, towers, tenements, and cold water. Across the water, a dark strip of ruins, barely visible, if she didn't squint her eyes. There, on a dilapidated jetty, in a nameless village, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across a narrow strip of sea. The ruins of a seafort stick out of the water, built by Philippe II, reappropriated by the Commune, then lost in the landing.
That's Esprit Corps talking. And I
Alright.
guess this is the meeting they were talking about. 2 police officers,
Right.
and 1 special consultant.
Is that Klaasje, maybe?
Don't think so.
Why would it come up now, though?
I have
Who
no
is the
idea.
consultant, then? What's going on, Vincent? I still don't understand
Okay,
this whole plotline. I bet it will be revealed at the end.
Continue.
Yeah.
He's there, doing what exactly, I don't know. Satellite Officer Vicmair points at the ruins. Behind that anti-aircraft something. That's why we can't see him. Special Consultant Heidelstein is optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then. I know this interesting little place. Where? His voice trails off as the 3 walk down the jetty.
Heidelstein.
Have we heard that before?
Is that the guy with his child next to the Feld building? I don't think
You
so,
think
but
so?
that's the
That would be funny.
only one that has maybe a somewhat similar name that comes to mind.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think so. And I think this right now I'm thinking this is just the game foreshadowing. Like someone is on our trail, which is great.
But I wonder, why are they on our trail?
Yeah, that I don't quite know. It might just be because we're a horrible policeman and they're trying to take us down. I don't know.
Oh, so this is
Right,
internal affairs
Yeah.
trying to kick
Yeah.
us out of being a police. Okay,
I
yeah.
think there was an internal affairs stuff thing that we don't understand. Remember, way early on,
Right.
there was this flashback shivers with people in our apartment
Yeah,
and stuff.
right.
And
Yeah.
I think the game is getting ready to wrap that stuff up.
And we can show them that we shaved and we are actually a
Yeah,
decent
and we
police
have
officer.
the murder like in the last second. You know,
Yes.
this is like when the game,
So good.
when the time runs out. Yeah.
Okay, continue.
As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder at the crumbling fortification like a rotten tooth rising out of the water.
Yeah, that's the lady.
Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need something good for this.
Oh, do we have something good?
Yeah, that's the lady that we talked to that was slightly sympathetic to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Patrol Officer Minot. Minot?
Well, I bet. I don't remember the name, but I bet it was her.
Yes.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
And the lieutenant uses the opportunity to tell you in a lowered voice. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years? You could get more out of him. He likes talking.
All right.
Enough. Take him in. Bend his arms behind his back and end this.
Huh. Who's saying that?
Physical instrument.
Oh, well.
We have 2 options left. One is been looking at anything else you haven't liked. Or Josef Lilianovic Dross.
Right.
You're under arrest for the murder of the colonel here in Martinez.
Any other options?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, I do want to hear more from him.
So, been looking at anything else you haven't liked?
Yeah.
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
He shakes to life.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him again. It straightens his back. Detest pushes the cobwebs out of his eyes, pushes the melancholy aside. He relishes it.
We can ask number 1 more specifically. Or number 2. Yeah, wait. We have more serious things to discuss.
No, more specifically.
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house, stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst.
He shakes his head in grave disgust. And we ask, how come?
Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins. In their lorries.
He points inland. I wonder if that is... He's saying that because we took that thought, the race theory.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pump full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it.
Now he's talking about Evrart and his favorite servant, Measurehead.
And we ask, Mr. Claire?
Yeah.
Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square, to spit on the working class.
You know, it does occur to me that this man, in all his years alone on the island, he had a lot of time to come up with clever insults for people. And I do have to give him that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like when you get bullied and you come up later in the shower with the perfect answer, but he's been doing that for 40 years.
Yeah. Minions of capital. Yeah.
Perfect. We can ask anything more, or we can let him finish and not interrupt.
Yeah, let him finish.
Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruins. Intense, like animals, like those boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs.
Come on, now do the other ones now. Do the other characters we've met.
He keeps shaking his head with sorrow for the sight he missed.
Come on, roast them.
We can ask, that's all?
Yes.
Or we can just not.
Just nod.
The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no. The worst is that old cock parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too.
He means Renee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Koyamorang, or some other island they built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children.
Can you do guard? Do
I
guard now.
think we're getting there.
Okay.
We can say nothing or say, okay then.
Say nothing.
That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt Frisell is now dead.
Now it's getting into history.
Yeah. Stay here.
We can say, now I have some questions about this. Or we can just not.
Just nod.
We did good when we pushed him under that horse car. If only, in the 30s, those disco whores.
What follows is ominous mumbling. You cannot make out a single word.
Okay, he's trailing off.
Yeah, I'm also imagining just Harry slowly putting his fingers in his ears. It's not about disco.
Yeah, don't do disco.
Yeah, don't do me.
Don't
do
touch
the
that.
other ones.
Yeah.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter.
Yeah. That's what disco does to you.
So he's been working on this for 40 years, but we are so bad he couldn't even come up with.
That is disco.
Yes, we broke another one.
Yes. Have you heard of Aunt Van Eyck?
Yes.
Can we introduce you to my friend Egghead?
Yes, Kim.
He has some theories.
Kim, get me the boombox.
I seriously think Egghead would be the cure for this man. I don't know. Just lock them together on this island for another 40 years. And yeah, he would come out cured, I'm sure.
And I'm wondering what would happen to Eckert. Maybe he would just stay the same.
Yeah, I don't know. He would certainly attain his final form,
Yes.
is my theory. Okay.
We can say, number one, disco horse. Number 2, you mentioned the Union is social democratic, and Mr. Claire a farce of a social democrat. Number 3, by the cock parading in his colorful uniform, you mean Renee?
Uh-huh.
And number 4, I'm glad we talked about this. Now...
Okay, and then it... Dot, dot.
And then-
Okay. Do the disco.
Please do so.
I think we can go through a bunch of them.
Horse.
is all he says.
Right. The
Even-
voice acting directions just said throaty.
Yes. And angry.
Yeah.
Even that word has to be pushed through his teeth
Right.
with great force. The rage seizes too hard.
Okay.
Next option is Mr. Claire.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Union is social democratic, and Mr. Claire is a farce of a social democrat.
Another hideous disappointment. Unions are the real enemy. The true enemy of the proletariat. Placating the masses.
Disappointment. So personal. He displays a familiarity with the Union's top brass.
And we can ask, who's the disappointment? Evrart Claire? Or we can say, got it.
No, ask.
That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass. I mean, the brains of the operation. The smart one.
Doesn't Evrart run the Union?
That mobster toad couldn't run a shithouse. He has no political education. His twin, Edgar Claire, that one's been to one of those East Revachol universities. He talks a big game about uprising and alienation and so on.
Ah, yes, the mysterious twin.
Yeah, we've never met him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been sweet-talked by this Edgar. They must have met in person for such animosity to have developed.
And we can say, we're not the first people you've met from the city, are we?
Mm-hmm.
You can't live alone.
He stopped poking at the ashes now, just shakes his head.
The Claires wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time. Nothing happens in Martinez without them knowing.
Of course. Maybe the Clears asked him to. Don't go straight for the kill.
Oh, wow.
Exhaust everything else first. Soften him up.
Yeah. This is an interesting turn of events.
Yeah.
Hadn't occurred to me, honestly.
Me neither.
Yeah.
We can say, number 1, have you approached them? Or we can proceed by saying, number 2, Mr. Dross, did you kill the criminal mercenary for the Claires?
Right.
To incite a riot?
Yeah. Soften him up first.
Have you approached them?
I haven't approached anyone. I hid. It was Edgar who came to me.
How did he know you were here?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He figured it
Nods
out.
to you.
Some kids told him about a monster on the island. I told you, he has brains.
He points to the path leading to the tower.
Stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I even kept the door open for him. Thought he was a man of the left, wouldn't rat me out. I was right about one of those things.
And we can ask now, when was this? And what did you talk about?
When was this?
20 years ago. Neither of them could walk now, could they? They were less fat then.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
That's around the time the Clears came to power.
Okay.
And then what did you talk about?
Mm-hmm.
Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I were a fossil in a uniform. Offered platitudes about the struggle. Flaunted his pink degree. Even quoted Marzoff. Never trust a social democrat who quotes Marzoff. Oh, and charity, too. They love their charity. Offered me blankets and social housing. I still have the gas cooker he brought.
And then we ask, and he let you be here?
Let me be here. The ZOC is an unlawful successor of the Commune of Revachol. We took this fortification from the Loyalists. Even the Claires understand this.
They let him be here. Understanding was a courtesy. But why such a courtesy?
And that leaves us only with the question, Mr. Ross, did you kill the criminal mercenary for the Claires?
Yeah.
To incite a riot?
Mm-hmm.
You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat. As to Edgar, I'm not doing anything for that swine again.
Again?
Yeah, what did you do?
Yeah.
Again? What have you done for Edgar before?
Exactly, Kim.
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick. We parted ways.
Not what I expected.
No.
Okay, he didn't do the hang the man for them, but he's insinuating something.
Ooh, we have a red check.
Oh, nice. Has he done other killings in the past?
Logic, legendary 14. What was the deal between him and Edgar?
Yeah.
And we have a +2. Talk to Evrart about previous forewoman.
What was that?
I don't remember, but I guess...
Forewoman? Yeah, I don't remember either.
I mean, the foreman now is Measurehead, right? Or head Measurehead?
Is he? No, I don't think he has any official position. I mean, forewoman, like, wasn't Lizzie on his way to becoming that or something? Right? He was sending her to university and stuff. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but I think she was supposed to be a lawyer, not a...
Yeah.
worker.
I don't really know what a foreman is in this union context. Except some kind of upper administrative position.
Yeah. Not sure either.
Yeah, but there are no other women I can think of. And if it says previous forewoman...
Or maybe it's just his...
his predecessor?
Exactly, yes.
And he's the foreman.
I guess
That's
but
possible. Yeah.
He doesn't strike me as a foreman. But
I also feel like there was no union before the Claires.
Yeah. True.
So I just don't know, but I think this dialogue will clear it up. Just follow the skill checks. And yeah, we have to do the skill check. What's the chance?
42%.
Oh man. Are there any other bonuses before we start talking?
We can ask about Renee.
No. I mean like I sort of interrupted you as you were reading the bonuses to the red check. Are there any more than
no,
+2?
it's just +2. Talk to Evrart.
Okay.
About previous forewoman.
We in general, like, we can't get out of this menu, right? There's no.
We have an option to leave. I'm glad we talked about this now, but I don't know if we can get back to this.
That's
Probably.
the old question, right?
Yeah.
I would at this point I would just assume this is also this is taking very long.
Yes.
We're basically at the end of the episode. Maybe we leave the red check for next time.
Okay.
I think that sounds like a good idea. And then we can dress up and do the
Like
red
we
check.
do, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this one we might actually fail. So yeah, can you click and see if we can get out of here?
I'm glad we talked about this now.
Glad? It's all gone.
Okay, and we are back in the very first menu,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
still have. I wanted to ask about the people you don't like.
Right. So we can get back there. That's great. We'll do that next time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vincent, for playing with me so wonderfully. This
my
has
pleasure.
been wonderful to tie up all these knots.
Yeah.
Thank you, dear viewer, for watching. If you enjoyed it, you can leave us some comments. You can subscribe to the channel, and you can follow us on Twitter @makes_play. Vincent, do you have any last words?
I still wonder where the phasmid is.
Bye.
Bye.